Look, a dog! It's so cute. Hi everyone, my name is Brandon. You're watching Jozi to Germany again. So today I wanted to do something really simple, so I thought, Brandon, today you should do a Q&A video. And also, why am I talking to you? Who the heck am I even? What the heck? So today we will simply be doing a Q&A video. I posted on all of my social networks yesterday to ask people about any questions they may have for me regarding being in Germany or anything about German lifestyle. So they asked some questions, I will give some answers. So maybe I should kick back. Facebook. Woo. This one comes from my bud, Brandon. Do you feel taller or shorter compared to other people in Germany than how you feel in South Africa? I think I need to read this again. Okay, so I actually had to read through that a few more times than my dignity would allow me to admit. But at first I thought this was a really weird question.
Hey Brandon, how's the weather up there, tall guy?
The weather is fine up here, thank you.
But to be really honest with you, the more and more I thought about this, I realized that I actually do feel taller here. The people on average seem to be a little bit shorter than in South Africa. There's not really a huge difference, but a couple of centimeters at least. However, there are also a lot more people here from other places in Europe, such as Russia, where people are indeed much taller. For example, I met a 4-year-old child the other day who is just as tall as my 8-year-old South African brother. I'm serious. I'm completely serious. Anywho, next question. WhatsApp. How does the weather affect outdoor activity? Does it stop people going out? Do people eat more? Is the general culture healthier? In other words, eating an activity. What is the fresh produce like and where do you buy it? Okay, these are all great questions from the same person.
Thanks, Mom.
Firstly, how does weather affect outdoor activity? Well, people don't go outside as much because it's absolutely freezing. But I've heard that during the summer, apparently, zu grillen, in other words, to barbecue, or in South Africa we say braai, is a very popular activity where people go along the river of the Neckar, along the banks of the Neckar River, and they set up their little grills there and they just barbecue on the river, which is really cool. People actually eat less over here, I would say, than in South Africa. And again, people here don't starve themselves by any means. It's just that on average they eat a lot less than we do in South Africa. But yes, I would say the general overall culture is much healthier here. Not just to do with people, but also to do with the environment. People are very conscious of how this and this kind of food will affect them, and how this and this kind of waste can and will affect the environment, which I think is really cool. Thumbs up from me. What is the fresh produce like and where do you buy it? Well, to be honest, I'm not really sure. Most of what I would consider fresh produce here is the freshly baked bread, because that is really, really good. You get it at the bakery, and I will forever hate South African bread when I go back because the bread here is just amazing. Okay, I've actually gotten this from so many people. What is your host family like? They are very, very nice people. I really enjoy spending time with them, and I actually really enjoy talking to them too. As for the kids, they are absolute angels, but obviously I cannot give out names, addresses, physical appearances, or any kind of clue as to who they are, because that's not okay with my host family, and I respect that fully. Cha-ching! Instagram. Just by the way, y'all have no idea how awkward it can get sitting in an empty room and making all these weird noises by yourself. Question from my friend MJ. She wants to know, is the food better? Well, to be serious with you, I would say, obviously, it depends on the person. However, in my opinion, I would say yes. There's a few things though that you have to take into consideration when you ask, is the food better? Things like, what do you mean by better? What would you define as food, you know? So if we're talking about food as being all-inclusive, in other words, food, drinks, sweets, snacks, desserts, alcohol, all mushed into one, that's what I will talk about. Next thing, what do you mean by better? Do you mean better tasting? Does it look better? Better quality? Does it fill you up quicker? Less calories? Or is it just healthier? General overview time. So to answer your question, in general, most of the food here is a lot healthier because there's a lot of emphasis here in Germany on eating healthily and consequentially saving the environment too. Furthermore, I would say that there's a lot wider selection of snacks, such as the lovely delicacies y'all just saw me eating, and these snacks are at a much cheaper price, I would say, than in South Africa, which is not really great for my skin, as you guys can see everywhere. And it's also really helping me to fuel my unhealthy habit of eating absolutely everything. I'm kidding. However, the one downside to German food, as we will call it, is the alcohol, actually. I suppose I should have known about this and should have foreseen this coming to the land of beer, but I don't drink beer. I just don't like it. And so for me, ordering a cider, or as they call it in Germany, a long drink, can get very, very expensive very, very quickly. For example, a few nights ago I went out with a friend. My favorite drink in the world, by the way, is brandy and coke, or as they call it in Germany, Brandy und Cola. Yeah. I ordered 2 brandy and cokes, singles. Wanna guess how much they each cost me? They each cost me €5. I ended up paying €10 for 2 drinks. And they weren't even that good. However, you can easily go to Netto Meinmarken Discounts, which is this really cheap discount place, and get maybe a whole crate of beer for that price or even less. Last question of the day, and one very close to my heart. Thank you, Travis, for asking me this. What's the music scene like there, both radio play and the live scene at local venues? Now, to give you an idea, right? The music scene here, I don't really have such a good idea about, mainly because my host family listens exclusively to 3 radio stations, and one of them is classical FM or whatever the German equivalent is. The other 2 radio stations are always golden oldies, as we would call them in South Africa, and then just, you know, the news channel when we're on in the car. So in terms of radio play, I have to be honest with you, Travis, I don't have any idea. However, I did some research for you, and what I found was that the vast majority of German radios today are still playing English music, and that is something I have noticed a lot. You will rarely, if ever, hear a German song on the radio. I think that's kind of sad in a way. There is a popular type of German music here called Schlager, which, as far as I know, is basically German music with like the kind of stuff that I don't listen to. Anywho, in terms of the live scene in Germany, it is huge. Absolutely huge. Germany has so many concerts, festivals, and a really thriving underground community, actually, that's amazing. I really, really love it. Actually, as far as I know, there's a South African band coming to Germany near where I am soon called Prime Circle. They come here a lot, yeah? However, where I live is 5 minutes away from a really cool arena specifically for concerts called the ZAP Arena, or Meinmarkt, or whatever you call it. Metallica is playing a sold-out show there in 2 weeks. Other than that, Germany boasts a lot of other musical festivals and events, such as Wacken Open Air, Germany's largest heavy metal festival, Rock am Ring, Rock am Park, where bands such as Green Day, my favorite, always play. And aside from that, really, there's just a lot going on here. It's a really vibey, really cultural place, and I love it. So, that is about it for today. This video took me so long to make, so a like, comment, or even a generous subscribe would really make things worth it. Thanks for watching, and auf Wiedersehen.